Steals of the draft. Steals of the draft, guys. That's what we're going to be talking about today. Also, we're going to be looking at a few guys that are off our boards completely. Just ignore. Let's go. All right. Welcome to the show. This is the Frankly Fantasy Football Podcast. We are your hosts, Frankie and Jonny. How's it going, man? You ready to go?
Oh, so ready to go, baby. Hey, we're in August, guys. We are August. Shit is real. Drafts are coming. We got some preseason football on. I mean, dude, is there a better time of the year?
There isn't. No, tons of soft tissue issues. There's guys dealing with hamstrings and injuries and calves and everything. Oh, I love this time of year, man. Let's go. Oh, it's nice to see guys actually playing football, wearing pads, doing the shit. You know, every day I'm watching training camp, just sitting there eating my popcorn, watching training camp updates. I love this shit. I love it. Let's go. All right. Today, guys, Frankie, are you ready for this? We're talking about steals of the draft, okay? Steals of the draft and guys that are off our board. So steals of the draft are going to be guys based on their ADP that we think are excellent values. These are guys that we think should be drafted much higher. They're going to bring you a better return than where they're currently being drafted. There's a couple of gems in here, guys. So Frank and I are each going to talk about 3 different guys. Then we're going to talk about guys that are off our board. Based on whatever the situation is, we don't want to touch these guys. When it comes to our turn in that round, I don't even consider this guy. So we're going to each talk about 3 of those guys as well and break it down for you. So guys, let us know in the comments. Let us know how we did. Also, let us know if you agree or disagree. We want to fight with you a little bit, okay? Yeah. Some of these guys are not obvious guys, and I know a couple of the guys that are off my board are going to piss some of you off. That's what we like to do. A little bit of conflict and a lot of laughs. You know what I mean? All right. But first, everybody, it's time for some news. News and notes. All right, let's get to the first segment of news and notes this year, Frankie. Trying to parcel through the news. There's a lot going on, just a lot of little injuries, a lot of guys dealing with little stuff here and there. But guys, it's August 5th as we're recording that. Keep that in mind here. A lot of football to go here. All right, first bit of news. Chris Godwin moving through the protocol on schedule with his ankle injury. As of right now, there's no decision if he starts the season on the PUP list, the physically unable to perform. Very interesting, Frankie. Now, does this change things? This is something we have to monitor, especially you and I both love Emeka Egbuka so much. I mean, we talked about he could be this year's Amon-Ra St. Brown.
Totally.
A couple of things need to happen. Obviously, it's pretty crowded there. But Chris Godwin potentially not starting the year? Does that move Emeka up for you a little bit, or at least have you monitoring this to consider him even sooner than where he's being drafted now?
John, definitely. Guys, you need to be considering Emeka Egbuka. I mean, what we have seen from him in training camp is it's all like rainbows and sunshine and everything along those lines, not just because he's in Florida, right? But also because Baker Mayfield is targeting him left and right. So guys, this is definitely Mike Evans' show. We know Mike Evans is coming to a close, could potentially be his last year. Maybe not. But what we do know is Emeka Egbuka is looking really nice. So yeah, man, if you guys have an opportunity to take him in where his current ADP is, I think it's absolutely worth it at this point in time.
All right, let's look at a couple of signings here that may be pointless, but interesting either way. Teddy Bridgewater, Teddy Two Gloves, signs with the Buccaneers. He's going to be Baker Mayfield's backup. Also, we've got Spencer Rattler. Let's go to New Orleans a little bit here, Frank.
Interesting.
Yeah, a little quarterback battle. We talked about Tyler Shugg, how he could be a rookie starter at quarterback for the Saints. Right now, you've got he and Spencer Rattler that are kind of going back and forth as the ones. So there's no clear winner yet. We're going to be keeping an eye on that and letting you know who the starting quarterback is going to be. Speaking of starting quarterbacks and quarterback battles here, let's go to Indianapolis. Frankie, this is kind of a shit show right now. We need something to happen, and it needs to happen in the next couple of weeks here, man. But both Daniel Jones and Anthony Richardson are both named right now as QB1 on the unofficial depth chart. I mean, what are we doing with this? As of right now, in my mind, Frankie, we want to put off our board. Pittman and Downs may be off my board at the moment too. You know,
I agree.
It makes me nervous. I'll still draft JT with confidence, and I
Mhm.
love Tyler Warren at tight end, the rookie. I love him. But man, this doesn't bode well. I mean, you would think that, or I thought early on that Daniel Jones was going to take this job and run with it, and they were going to have to move on. I don't know if it's Anthony Richardson looking great or if it's Daniel Jones looking shitty. That makes me nervous. Any insight on that, Frank?
I think it's truly a quarterback competition here, and it's between two guys that are just average, and that's what sucks. And the reality is, I think the Colts need to really evaluate. And I think this is what they're doing, evaluating if Anthony Richardson has any ability to be the future of this franchise. Right? When you spend a first round pick on a quarterback only 2 years ago, man,
Yeah.
and we've seen the field for only a few games. I mean, this is a problem. And it was a problem when he was even at Florida, guys. I mean, he's barely played football. Like, we're talking at a high level. So for me, I'm actually hoping it is Danny Dimes in the sense of I think he lifts a bit more the passing attack. And I also think he'll aid in not hindering Jonathan Taylor around the goal line as much versus that of Anthony Richardson. So for me, from a selfish aspect, I would like to see it be Danny Dimes, but who knows, man? This could be a QB carousel throughout the entirety of the year.
All right. Rookie Mason Taylor, rookie tight end for the Jets. He's going to miss a little time, Frank. This is unfortunate. He's got a high ankle sprain. I mean, he'll be ready for the season. I'm not worried about that. What sucks is that he's missing all this time in camp.
Yep.
And that's the hard part. He's a rookie tight end. Tight ends typically take a little while. We've seen with Sam Laporte and Brock Bowers, that's not necessarily the case, but you got to be in camp, man. Yep. You got to be getting the reps and you got to be out there. So more to come with Mason Taylor. All right. Somebody got paid today, Frank. That's right. Let's money, baby. Kyren Williams, running back for the Los Angeles Rams, signs a 3-year, $33 million extension. Good for Kyren.
Well deserved.
Well deserved, yeah. Let's get over to some interesting stuff going on with the San Francisco 49ers. Frankie, this wide receiver room, it's kind of a nightmare, man.
Yeah.
We've already got guys that are injured. Juwan Jennings, receiver for the 49ers, he's sidelined for the second week in a row with a calf injury. Not just that, he's in a contract dispute right now, man. So, I mean, the guy's poised to, really get some good targets there with Deebo Samuel being gone. We still have to figure out who's going to be. Aiyuk's not going to be playing for God knows how long. He's got an opportunity to potentially be the wide receiver one. Not looking great right now. So we'll be monitoring that wide receiver room there in San Francisco. All right, another pointless signing here. Frankie, I'm going to need your help with this one, man. Okay. Tyler Huntley, quarterback, signs with the Cleveland Browns. I was just thinking, thank God. Because I woke up this morning and went, hey, God, I hope the Browns can draft their 6th quarterback this year. Can we sign a 6th guy? I just don't feel good with these 5. Can we do something else? What? Why? What?
It's just a shit show, man. I mean, you look at Kenny Pickett, who he's got a hamstring issue, who said he was going to be fine, and now he's not fine. You got Dylan Gabriel with apparently after a 3-14, threw for 3 out of 14 throws that he had in camp. After that, he ended up hurting his hamstring. Then you got arm soreness with Shedeur Sanders, and you got old Joe Flacco hanging on by a fucking thread at this point. So yeah, man, come on in, Tyler Huntley. You'll be cut in 2 weeks anyways. So we'll see what happens.
Trade his ass for a pack of cigarettes right before the season starts.
That's right.
All right. Interesting rookie news here. Travis Hunter,
super cool.
Rookie, super sensation here. Out of Jacksonville, listed as a starting wide receiver. It's no surprise. Also listed as a second-team cornerback here. So that's really interesting. Frankie, this one's important here, not because of the player himself, but because of what he represents. Isaac Guerendo, he's the running back in San Francisco. He's the backup to CMC right now. He's going to miss some weeks here with a shoulder injury. He's also competing with Jordan James to back up CMC. Normally, I would not talk about a handcuff injury in August, but Frank, this is somebody that we're going to have to be monitoring this backfield all throughout August, because if you're drafting CMC, you must make a decision on which of these two guys you're going to draft. You have to have a handcuff with CMC. So just keep that in mind, guys. Watch Isaac Guerendo's health here coming into September, but also take a peek over at Jordan James as well in case he's still hurt.
And guys, real quick, John, for Jordan James, for just a glimpse into who the hell even is this cat. Guys, he's a rookie drafted 5th round out of Oregon. ended up having roughly about 1,200 yards rushing, did a very good job. The offense absolutely ran through him and Dylan Gabriel last year. And so when you look at him competing for reps, this is a guy, he's not a bruiser. So this is a completely different type of running back than that of Christian McCaffrey. So, right, he's not shifty and things like that. This is a workhorse type of guy. So very, very interesting style running back, especially for that of the 49ers, and a guy who is proven to be pretty damn good. So to your point, keep a pulse on Isaiah Guerendo and understanding what's going on with him, because if something were to happen, Jordan James is the guy that will be taking over that backfield or back up to that of CMC.
All right, that's the news. Let's get to it, Frank. Let's do it, baby.
All right.
Steals of the draft, guys. We've got 3 guys each that we're going to be talking about that we think, based on their current ADP, that they are absolute steals for your draft. They are going to perform better than their current ADP. Those are the guys we're looking for, guys. That's what it's all about. All right, Frankie, who is your first steal of the draft? Who are you stealing?
I'm pickpocketing, I'm stealing, I'm running through the store and running out with this guy. My first one is that of Tyreek Hill. You guys might be sick and tired of me talking about Tyreek. You're probably like, dude, I watched your mock draft. I know you're drafting the old guys that are ready to go out there in a wheelchair and a walker. Guess what? Bring it on. Here's why. His ADP in half PPR is 29. His ECR, again, expert consensus ranking, meaning where does he rank within his particular position? He's 12th. He finished as receiver 21 last year, which is actually second lowest in his career, and he averaged only about 10 points roughly per game, in half PPR. Here is why, and again, here's a few more stats as well. 123 targets, 81 receptions last year, 959 receiving yards, 6 touchdowns. What we see from Tyreek, that's not normal. But here's why all of this happened, right? Remember, he had his wrist injury occur. We also had Tua missing roughly about 8-ish games. There were some games that Tua came in and had to leave. Some games that Tua only played half because he got the shit knocked out of him, right? And so, guys, when you're looking at a guy whose ADP is 29, and again, I'll dumb it down to think about this from a 10-team league. That's roughly about back half of 2, early round 3. You're telling me I can pick up a Justin Jefferson, a CeeDee Lamb, potentially a Jamar Chase from a receiver perspective if you're front half, or dare I say a Bijan Robinson, Saquon Barkley, Jahmyr Gibbs, and then the second round you layer in maybe a receiver or your choice of a Devon Achane, Bucky Irving, whoever it may be, if that's who you're looking at, and then you can come back and get a Tyreek Hill. Guys, this guy, and the reason that I'm so high on him and why he's such a steal in round 3 is because he has the ability to be a top 3 receiver. And we've seen it. Outside of the last 2 years, guys, or outside of last year, the 2 years prior, he finished at receiver 1 and finished his other year as a top 3. So for me, knowing that he still has that capability, we're seeing him run 40-yard sprints and challenging people, right, to these competitions and things of that nature. So you know he's still got it in him. If Tua's healthy, you layer in a healthy Jalen Waddle, and so you have somebody opposite of him then, and now you have a Tyreek that's looking to prove something. And here's the other deal. What if Tyreek Hill gets traded? Okay, people aren't talking about this enough, because when Tyreek Hill burned that bridge with Miami last year, it really fucked up Tua, right? And so meaning Tua actually addressed this to the public this year, and it was very well done, and Tyreek Hill kind of owned it. But what we're hearing is there's rumblings that Washington is interested in making a trade with Terry McLaurin. If that happens, and you're telling me that he's then going to have Jaden Daniels, and then the opposite side is Deebo Samuel, guys, in my opinion, it's even better of a situation. It's a better quarterback. It's a better type of offense. It's a more high-flying. Look at what Terry McLaurin's doing at 30 years old. Very similar to what Tyreek Hill could be doing. Guys, there's only upside here and very low risk. So that is why I truly believe this year, Tyreek Hill is an absolute steal for your receiver 1 or your receiver 2 spot.
All right, Tyreek Hill. You said he's going 29 off the board right now in ADP.
Right, ADP.
Yeah.
Half PPR.
Yeah. Right, in half PPR, yeah. All right, so we're looking at Tyreek Hill. So let's do a little would you rathers here, Frankie. Tyreek Hill or Ladd McConkey?
Tyreek Hill.
Ooh, that's really interesting. All right.
Mm-hmm.
Tyreek Hill or A.J. Brown?
Tyreek Hill.
Well, over A.J. Brown.
Over A.J. Brown. I really
Okay.
believe that because, and
Okay.
here's why. I would rather have knowing A.J. Brown, right? So he's roughly 21 ADP. Is that right, John?
Yeah.
Knowing that I can get an additional round of value and go with Tyreek Hill at 29 or 30, right at that turn or right in the third round. I would rather do that. And then in the second round, if I go receiver first round, I get my running back. I get Achane. I get somebody along Jonathan Taylor, somebody along those lines. Not just thinking apples to apples, thinking truly from a strategic perspective. That's why I would go for Tyreek Hill.
Tyreek or T. Higgins?
I'm going to go Tyreek. I'm going
to find one here, damn it. Tyreek or Garrett Wilson, Frank? Ooh. These guys are all right next to each other, by the way.
That's tough. That's tough. I'm still going to go, oh, God, that's so hard. I'm going to go Tyreek Hill. Hill.
All right. Now, you're way beyond me, man. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
I'm
that high on Tyreek Hill this year.
I'll take Tyreek Hill over T. Higgins, but I'm taking Garrett Wilson over Tyreek Hill.
Okay.
I'm taking A.J. Brown and Drake London. I may take Tyreek Hill over Ladd McConkey. That's definitely a possibility.
I love Laddie too.
I do too. And I want to see how the rookie's doing and see what that offense is kind of looking like. Najee's out a little bit with an eye injury. So I want to see that offense get rolling, but it's close for that one.
Yeah.
Ladd and Tyreek are very close.
I agree.
All right. Well, you're obsessed with Tyreek Hill. That is obvious. Yeah, guys, I know you're going to leave stuff in the comments. Please comment on Frankie's absolute obsession with Tyreek Hill. Right. All right, let's get to my first steal of the draft, Frankie.
Yeah.
I love this guy so much. We're going to take a trip back to a couple of weeks ago when we did our rookie reviews, guys. I've got a rookie in here that I think is a steal of the draft. Tetairoa McMillan. T-Mac, baby. Doesn't like to be called Tet. Don't do that. Call him T-Mac. All right, right now, Tetairoa McMillan, his ADP is the wide receiver 28. He was a top 10 draft pick, drafted at pick number 8 to the Carolina Panthers. And listen, he's just a great fit for this team. I know people look at the Panthers and they just kind of roll their eyes and go, oh, God, this sucks. He's going to be terrible. No, guys, he's not. This is a team who was desperate for a dominant X receiver, and that is exactly what Tet McMillan is. He's got wide. I think his floor is a wide receiver 2. I really do. I don't see him getting below that with the upside of being a wide receiver 1. Don't forget, he's the wide receiver 28 here, guys. Okay. So he can get to that top 12 potentially, but I think his floor is a wide receiver 2. So I think he's being disrespected. He's outside of that right now. His size is huge. He's 6'5". He's got a planetary catch radius. So you don't have to have the most accurate quarterback to get this guy the ball. We love that in fantasy football. But the team, the Panthers, the offensive line, and the QB play, they're all improving, and they improved down the stretch. We saw a lot of good flash out of that team in those last few games of the season last year. So they were starting to get it together a bit. With his big 6'5" frame, I love him because he's a mismatch in the slot, and he will do that. It's very much like a Devontae Adams type situation. He can play all over the field, and he's got great separation inside and out. So I think he's being drafted at his floor, Frankie. That's what I look for when I look for guys who are steals. Who's being drafted at the floor, and who do I believe is a lock to beat their ADP? I think it's Tet McMillan, man. He's at least going to be a top 20 guy with wide receiver 1 upside, very little downside with a 5th or 6th round pick, man.
And John, I really like this, man, because in a 10-man league, guys, again, for easy math, he's going to be sitting right at, so his ADP is 64, right? John, you mentioned his ECR is at 28 for receivers. Guys, that's right in the middle of round 6. So think about this. I mean, that's right around Jameson Williams, George Pickens. You have Xavier Worthy. Actually, that's interesting, John. So you're telling me that would you rather have T-Mac over that of maybe Zay Flowers or Jameson Williams?
Without even question. Yeah.
Okay.
Without even thinking about it. And it's totally a volume play.
You, by the way, on that.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Without even thinking about it. I mean, I love him more than all of the guys around him. I mean, all the way up. I do like Cortland Sutton a lot, but it's going to be right in that DK Metcalf, Cortland Sutton range for Tet McMillan, for T-Mac. So, I mean, all the guys, Jameson Williams, Xavier Worthy, Zay Flowers, Devonta Smith. I like him more than those guys. I like him more than Rashee Rice. I mean, I like him more than a lot of these guys. Yeah. I
And
just
here's
think
the
he's
other
going to
thing.
out-volume all of them.
I agree. And here's the other thing people aren't thinking of. The Panthers have a very good running attack with Chuba Hubbard, who's coming back. And they also, right, just signed Rico Dowdle as a break glass just in case. They also have Hunter Renfrow. Guys, extremely underappreciated, kind of flying under the radar pickup. The reason being is because Hunter Renfrow more than likely will be playing in the slot most of the time if he ends up starting or being a part of that first rotation. Guys, that's going to completely open up the outside because the Panthers just haven't had something other than really Adam Thielen. And we all know he's lost a step. It's just really he's able to get open a bit, but he's truly lost a step from a route running perspective. And over the course of the season, as it progresses, we've seen him slowly decline. And so now you have Hunter Renfrow. You also have Xavier Leggett and T-Mac. Man, I think T-Mac's going to be eaten. I think he really is going to do a good job this year.
I do too. All right, Frankie, who's your second steal of the draft?
All right, guys, my second steal is going to be hailing from the New York Jets. And, I'm saying this guy is a steal, but also both are going to be steals. But I'm going to be focusing on one guy, and it's Breece Hall. Guys, when you think of Breece Hall, right, his ADP is 31. His ECR is 13. And he finished at RB 17 last year. He roughly averaged about 13 points a game last year. He had 876 rushing yards, 5 rushing touchdowns. But here was what was really cool. He had 76 targets, 57 receptions, 483 receiving yards, and 3 receiving touchdowns. Now, here's what's interesting, and here's why I think he is a steal. Guys, when you look at his ADP and he's round 3, this is another guy that absolutely could have a top 10 finish. And even if he's splitting time with Braylon Allen, guys, what we're seeing from Aaron Glenn and what we're hearing from their head coach is he wants to make this like a Jameer and Monty situation, which this is perfect for that. Then you layer in Breece Hall's in a contract situation. He's in a contract year. He's going to prove it. These aren't the guys who drafted him. Those aren't my words. Those are his. The dude wants to come out and ball. And so then you also start looking at, okay, well, what does the landscape look around him? Well, you have Justin Fields. And I get Justin Fields is going to be potentially snaking some of that rushing attack from him or rushing work. But also Justin Fields will do a good job outside the pocket, dinking it down. And so that's where I also see Breece Hall doing a great job from performing. So when we look at, again, his entirety of the situation, when you look at where you're able to get a guy like this, I would feel really warm and cozy if he was my RB2. If I end up going receiver first round, running back second round, and I get a Breece Hall or a shot at Breece Hall in that third round, I'm taking it. Because again, we've seen him already perform in the top 15. And right in last year alone, as a quote unquote down year, he was RB 17. So for me, guys, I'm loving it. I'm loving me some Breece Hall. And for that matter, Braylon Allen. You guys can get Braylon Allen super cheap. And if it truly is that 1-2 punch, guys, I mean, we're talking absolute steal on both ends of the spectrum.
I think you're going to see Breece Hall get back to that 2023 receiving that he had. He had 95 targets and 76 catches. If he can get back in that world, that's how you become a top 10 running back. And we all know Justin Fields is check down Charlie.
Yeah.
He is. Check the stats. I think he was in the top 5 of check downs for quarterbacks. So that bodes really well for Breece Hall too. So yeah, I love him. I mean, that's what's great about these guys that have down seasons.
Yeah.
You can get CMC in the second round now.
It's awesome.
He could be a league winner. You can get Breece Hall in the third round now. That's fantastic. So that's what a steal is, guys.
Yes.
It's a guy that is going to be a third round pick who has the opportunity and potential to be a top 10 guy.
Yep.
Yeah, exactly. I love it, man. All right, let's get to my next steal of the draft here. We're going to go with Ricky Pearsall, wide receiver, second-year wide receiver out of the San Francisco 49ers. Now, we touched on it a little bit, guys. There's just a lot going on with this receiver room right now. So Ricky Pearsall, I think he's being slept on because he may just be the de facto number 1 come week 1 for the 49ers. So he missed the first half of the season last year, but he really did flash towards the end of the season. He had a couple of really big games. He's a big play threat that's really developing. A lot of the reports coming out of camp right now, he's developing really good chemistry with Brock Purdy this offseason. Huge. Deebo Samuel's gone. He's with the Commanders. Brandon Aiyuk, he's out. He may be out well into the season this year. So he's not a guy that we can even consider at the moment in this wide receiver room. And Juwan Jennings, he's currently in a contract dispute. He's not happy, but he's also dealing with recurring calf injuries. So he's just not a guy that's on the field at all right now. Juwan Jennings also, Frank, I'm not that concerned about him. He had a breakout season at 27 years old. That's very unusual. That's very unusual. That means it was situational. That means there's a lot of factors in play. It wasn't because he's the man necessarily. So Ricky Pearsall, second-year guy coming in. He's healthy at the moment. He was at practice today. His ADP right now is 45. Wide receiver 45. Yeah, this is a guy, he can bring you wide receiver 2 value. I believe that's what he can and will bring for you, but he's also poised for a second-year breakout as a wide receiver. I'm all over him right now, man. Again, I think it's just the situation itself. I'm not the biggest Ricky Pearsall fan. I don't think he's not a Tetairoa McMillan by any means in my mind, as far as just stature, draft capital, all of that. But he's a young guy, he's healthy, and he has the opportunity to become the number 1 receiver right from week 1 for Brock Purdy and the San Francisco 49ers. So I love it.
And John, to your point, guys, when we're talking steals, Ricky Pearsall, looking at the 10th round in a 10-man league, 10th round, who could end up performing as if he's a 5th round draft pick next year, 4th round draft pick. That is a steal. That is somebody who could be walking in to a true receiver 1 on his team. By the way, people forget, Ricky Pearsall were the 49ers number 1 or round 1 pick. And then, he got shot in the chest. It was by the grace of God that he ended up being okay. And so then, we ended up seeing him coming back a bit. That is a great steal, and people need to be circling Ricky Pearsall strictly because of the value.
Absolutely. 10th round flyer. Now that will change. The news in the news in August will bring his ADP up, but he's so far down right now that even at round 7 or 8, I still think he's a value if the situation is the way it is right now still in San Francisco.
Yeah.
Who is your third steal of the draft?
Guys, my third steal, and I know I'd said Tyreek was my number 1, but really I think deep down to my core, this guy is my number 1. I have drafted him multiple times, and he's never really been an issue outside of 1 year. Guys, it's Alvin Kamara. When we look at Alvin Kamara and his ADP overall, he's 40, which means in a 10-man league, that's beginning of the 4th round, his ECR is 15. He's 15th running back right now. Last year, he finished in half PPR as running back 11. And what's insane to even say this out loud, he averaged almost 17 points a game. It was like 16.5 something in half PPR last year, 14 games, right? He had 950 yards rushing, 6 rushing touchdowns. But this is what was fascinating. 89 targets, 68 receptions, 543 receiving yards, and 2 receiving touchdowns. Guys, when you look at a guy who could be a league winner for your team, what I mean by that is Alvin Kamara could end up being in the top 10 from a running back perspective, yet you're drafting him in the 4th round. That means you could load up receiver, and get him as your RB1 on your team. I don't see a damn thing wrong with that at all. And here's the other thing. When you look at his situation, guys, again, John, you mentioned it. You have Spencer Rattler at QB. You have Tyler Shugg at QB, right? You also have, from a receiver perspective, Chris Olave's finally getting healthy. You have Rashid Shaheed now back on the field, right, doing some cool things. And then from a tight end perspective, you have Juwan Johnson and, dare I say, Taysom Hill. Guys, this means that Alvin Kamara can continue to be Alvin Kamara. And so with a quarterback of that nature, they're going to check it down. They're going to be doing things with Alvin Kamara that they've consistently done. And man, this is who he is. So for me, guys, looking at it from a situational perspective with the Saints, and also their schedule is really favorable. So you layer on a favorable schedule, the situation with the Saints, and on top of that, you can get him in the 4th round. In the 4th round is your potential RB1, and you can load up receivers, or dare I say, get you a Lamar Jackson in the 3rd, something along those lines. Guys, I think it's a phenomenal decision, and it is an excellent steal. Anytime you can get a guy that's averaging 17 points roughly a game, 16 points roughly a game in the 4th round, sign me up. I'm all about it.
Okay. All right, Frank, I'm going to stay on the geriatric path with you.
Nice.
You know? Yeah,
Love
let's keep stealing these old ass players for everybody. I know we're going to get a lot of good comments for that. But my last steal of the draft, I can't even believe I'm saying this. It's Stefon Diggs.
Love it.
Stefon Diggs, man. Stefon Diggs has typically really never really been on my board. I'm not going to lie. He's just kind of a guy that I've skipped over. And last year, no exception to that. But this year, it's a guy that I am actually targeting, and it's all about value. I mean, he's 31 years old, coming off an ACL injury. That's not typically the flag I'm flying when I go into my drafts.
Steal of the draft. Sign me up.
My third steal, 31 years old, and just tore his knee all apart last year. No, he is declining, absolutely. But again, guys, this is about value.
Yep.
Value. Before he got hurt, he was playing with Nico Collins and Tank Dell. All three of those guys were on the field those early games of the year. He averaged almost 6 catches and 8 targets per game, and he had 500 yards and 3 touchdowns in 8 games. I mean, guys, he was still all over the place, even with young, super young talent all around him. So really interesting. Now, if you take out last year where he only played 8 games, the previous 4 years with Buffalo, 4 years in a row as a top 10 wide receiver, all 4 years over 100 catches, over 1,200 yards, and at least 8 touchdowns in each season. Last year, guys, if you'd taken that out and doubled those stats in a full season, he would have had over 1,000 yards and could have had 8 touchdowns again. So he's still on path for what he's always done, guys. This is not the end yet of Stefon Diggs. Right now, he's the wide receiver 40, taken as the wide receiver 40 in the 8th round. I mean, it's just absurd. It's so late, guys. The consensus right now with his health, now it is going to be a slow start. I'm not coming out and saying Stefon Diggs is going to light the world on fire right off the bat. He is still coming off that ACL injury. Consensus is right now that he is ahead of schedule physically. He's cleared for training camp and seems to be moving around pretty well. So that's all a really good sign. It's a guy you may have to be a little patient with, but guys, it's going to slow start, but he absolutely is going to be Drake May's wide receiver 1, and he's going to be a PPR machine. He was getting 6 to 8 targets a game with Nico and Tank on the field. It's going to be him, it's going to be a rookie, and it's going to be Demario Douglas.
Yep.
He's going to eat, guys. As soon as he's healthy and is on that field, he is going to eat. It's just great upside value from where he's going right now. Now, the last thing I'll say about Stefon Diggs, he does move up. If he's healthy, he's on the field, and things are looking good. He gets around 5 or 6, I'm out.
Yeah.
I'm out. This is about, guys, values. This is what we're talking about. Steals. I don't want to just take Stefon Diggs. I want to steal him and get that value.
John, I mean, when you look at this, Stefon Diggs, guys, like if you're a 10-man league, he's probably 9th round, 12-team league, you're probably looking at 8th round there, like what you mentioned. You're telling me that if you can get Stefon Diggs as your receiver 5, that's what you're telling me? You're not going to do that? You're insane. Yeah. You're insane. You line up every day and twice on Sunday to take him as your receiver 5, guys. Like, that's where he's going currently. So if you have an opportunity to get that and steal him at that level, I mean, shit, that's gold. Love the call out, man.
All right, so our steals right now, Frankie's 3 steals of the draft. We've got Tyreek Hill, Alvin Kamara, and Breece Hall. I love that, man. I love that. Jonny's 3 steals of the draft here. We've got Tetairoa McMillan, Ricky Pearsall, and Stefon Diggs. Okay. All right. That should cause some stir in TikTok and Instagram. Bring it on, guys. Let's go. All right, Frankie, let's get to guys who are off our board. We are not fucking drafting these guys. We pass over their name. I don't even see a couple of these guys as I'm looking through the ADPs.
Seriously.
I just block them out. I just skip right over. Frankie, who is your first off your board?
Guys, these are hot. I'll start with my first one. The first one is, I love him dearly. He is a Buckeye, former Buckeye. It's JSN, Jaxon Smith-Njigba. And here's the reason, guys. His ADP right now is 30, and he's listed at receiver 13. Last year, he finished as receiver 10. He averaged about 12 points a game. And from a stat perspective, he had 137 targets, 100 receptions, 1,130 yards, and 6 touchdowns. Guys, he's off my board. And the reason being is because I think you're drafting him at his absolute peak. Just as much as I am as high on as I was in previous episodes, and I got killed for it, but I still back it. I'm still there. With Cooper Kupp, because of Cooper Kupp's value, I am, and I love Cooper Kupp, but Sam Darnold, I don't know how much of a believer I fully am in him yet. Like when you look at it, is he an increase from Geno Smith? I don't know. We're going to find out. But what I do know is that when you're drafting in your fantasy football league and when you're staring at JSN in a 12-team league there, knowing he's back half at 2, guys, I'm just not taking it. I mean, when you look at other players around him, John, and I'm going to really look at this. So JSN right now is right behind that of Tyreek Hill, which, by the way, I said he was one of my steals. Guess who I'm drafting over JSN? It's Tyreek Hill. Guess who else I'm drafting over JSN? Ladd McConkey, Garrett Wilson, Marvin Harrison Jr. I'm probably even taking, I know this is crazy, but I might even reach a little bit for Devontae Adams. I mean, I just want a better floor than what I think JSN gives from his perceived ceiling, right? I think that also when you're looking at roster construction, maybe if you're looking at him as your receiver too, and you want to make an argument for it, fine. But if I'm drafting a running back in round 1, right? Let's say you have 3rd, 4th overall pick and you're taking first running back off the board, you're snaking back around and this is who you're going to be potentially looking at. Guys, I mean, I don't feel good about JSN as your receiver 1. I mean, at all.
No.
Because again, you're drafting him at his absolute peak value. So for me, I'm out. He's off my board. I'm not even considering drafting him.
Yeah, I'm with you. I mean, I look down the list here, man. I mean, I like all these guys better than JSN, especially if you're looking at your wide receiver 1. These guys are all listed behind JSN and ADP right now. T. Higgins, Garrett Wilson, Marv, Scary Terry, Mike Evans, Devontae Adams, DJ Moore, DK Metcalf, Tetairoa McMillan. I mean, he's way down there on this list here. I'm with you, man. I'm skipping over him as well. It's just, again, drafting at somebody's peak is not something I'm interested in doing. Yeah. All right, let's get to my first off the board. This is going to piss some people off, guys. I know. You're on the highway in Texas right now. You got to take a piss. What are you going to do? You're going to stop at a Bucky's, baby, and you need to buy a kayak. That's what you're going to do. I got to piss, get gas, buy tampons, and buy a kayak. Go to Bucky's. They've got everything.
Go.
Yeah. It's Bucky Irving, guys, running back for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Now, listen, I love Bucky Irving. I really, really do. But that's not what this podcast is about today. It's about off my board based on value, guys. Yeah. Last year, Bucky Irving was the running back 16.5 PPR. This year, he's the running back 9 off the board. I just don't understand that math to me. He's being drafted at his ceiling. He had a hell of a year, and I would not be able to believe that he could have a better year than he actually did last year, just based on the situation, shared backfield, just the team he's on and the way they play. New offensive coordinator. Let's not, can't go through a whole podcast without saying Liam Cohen's name, but without Liam Cohen there, the target should go down for him. Don't forget, Rachaad White, who he's sharing the backfield with, was the running back 20 last year. And I know nobody likes Rachaad White, but his numbers don't lie. He's actually a decent running back.
Yeah.
He's just not flashy and people don't love him. He was running back 20 last year and his ADP is running back 44. How does that happen? How does Rachaad White go from 20 to 44? Bucky goes from 16 to 9. I just don't see that, guys. I really think it's similar to, it almost makes me think of like the Tank Bigsby breakout rookie with Travis Etienne. And what happened to Tank Bigsby last year? He did absolutely nothing. So I'm really, really concerned about a sophomore slump for Bucky Irving. Too much of it could have been situational, new offensive coordinator. I'm just worried about that, guys. I love him. Don't get me wrong. I rooted for Bucky last year. I picked his ass up off waivers. I was one of the brilliant people who got him last year. But guys, let me tell you, I don't love him as my running back 1. I love him as my running back 2. He's just too expensive. That's the point. He's too expensive. And you're buying him at his peak, and I don't like that.
I mean, John, you're looking at Bucky Irving, and I'm just looking at this, man. I mean, you're choosing between him and Jonathan Taylor. I'm taking JT all day. Like, I don't even know if it's close.
No, it's not even close to me.
I mean, you could also wait and get Chase Brown. Like, when you look at Bucky Irving, he's 19th in terms of ADP, and then he's what? I mean, 19th in ADP. And then in terms of his ECR right now, I mean, he is what, 10? So, I mean, why not wait and just go Chase Brown at 24th overall and 11th ECR, or Kyren Williams, who just got paid? Like, I don't understand why somebody would look to anchor their entirety of their running back room on somebody who you're not getting any value from, who isn't, in my opinion, he does not have RB1 capability. It's not CMC. right? It's not somebody along those lines. It's not Devon Achane here, right? And we did our would you rather, man, to your point. I mean, we both were like, I mean, it's Achane, and it's because of the receiving work, right? And so I agree, man. I mean, I know we're going to get some shit. I know you're going to get some shit on this, but I think you're dead on. I really do.
Yeah. And what's the situation where you're taking Bucky Irving in the second? You took a receiver in the first round, so you're going to come back as Bucky as your first? I just don't like that, man. I don't like it at all. Yeah. Like you said, I like JT way better in a different stratosphere than Bucky Irving. I like Chase Brown way better. I like a guy who just got paid with Kyren Williams. I like him way better. Breece Hall, who you mentioned, is one of your steals of the draft. I love him more than that. I mean, Bucky and James Cook is where I start to kind of...
I agree.
That's where I start to kind of think about things. But even so, if you're looking at your running back one, I'm probably going to punt. I'm going to take one of those stud receivers that are in that range, like a Drake London, So I just don't see the value at the 2 spot. No matter how I construct a team, I can never see myself taking Bucky Irving there. That's why he's off my board. That's all. I love you, Buck. I love you, man. It's just too much. All right, Frank, who is off your board, baby?
This is another hot one, guys. I'm going to stay in the running back room, Johnny. You just mentioned him. It is James Cook. James Cook is off my board, guys.
Wow.
He's right now.
You don't like those 14 touchdowns, huh?
16 touchdowns, actually. And no, I don't. And here's why, guys. His ADP is 32. His ECR is 14. So he's the 14th RB off the board at this point in time. Last year, he finished his RB8. He averaged about 16 points a game. He had 207 attempts, and I'm going to break this down. This is also building the case as to why he's off my board, right? He had 207 attempts last year. That's down by 30 from the prior year, okay? So from 2023. He had just over 1,000 yards. It was 1,009 yards rushing. Guys, that's down from 1,122 the year prior. He had 32 receptions last year. That's down from 44 the year prior. And yes, he had 16 touchdowns. But what did I just tell you? All those other stats are all down in comparison except for touchdowns. And I'll tell you what, I'm not drafting a guy who's touchdown dependent on the Buffalo Bills. Knowing what Ray Davis had showed last year, knowing that there's still Josh Allen there at the goal line, knowing that James Cook right now is still fighting for a particular contract, he'll probably be similar to that of Kyren Williams. But again, all of these things don't make me feel really warm and cozy about somebody that, right, is in that particular, right, ADP 30 and his ECR is 14. Guys, when you look at who else is available, again, we just started listing this off from a running back perspective as a whole. You could end up looking at somebody along the lines of Alvin Kamara by waiting a little bit, which is what we just talked about, who's a steal. You could end up waiting a little bit longer and going for a James Conner at ADP 48, 19th, running back off the board. You could look at, you could even look at somebody along the lines of Aaron Jones or Trevion Henderson a little bit more down the line. And what I'm saying is you're building your receiver room. You're taking a potential top 3 tight end with George Kittle at that point in time. Maybe Trey McBride drops. Maybe you want to go for Lamar Jackson, guys. All of these particular players, depending on how you build out your team, is much more valuable than that of James Cook. And yeah, I know you still are getting some value from James Cook. Again, I mentioned that, right? He finished at RB8 last year. And right now he's looking at RB14, right? That's almost half. But the reality is every other metric of his is down except for touchdowns. And so for me, I don't know if I want to even have that issue of what happens if Ray Davis starts taking more of that workload and things of that nature. I'm just not willing to do it. I'm looking elsewhere. I would rather take a top tier running back in the first 2 rounds or actually punt to literally waiting on that of like an Alvin Kamara or even deeper, because I think that there's better value elsewhere in other positions.
It's tough to chase that dragon, man.
It's
it
tough.
Really is. I mean, he had 2 touchdowns in receiving too. So he had 18 total touchdowns last year, you guys. The year before that, like you said, his stats declined. He had 6 total touchdowns. I mean, it gets back down to that range. If he's not in double-digit touchdowns, even no matter what, he cannot repeat 18 touchdowns.
No way.
It's the least sticky stat you can have in fantasy football. You cannot plan for that. The only place where it's guaranteed is Jalen Hurts.
Mm-hmm.
For real. I mean,
Seriously.
it really is. Yeah. But man, there's no chance he can do that
18
again.
total touchdowns? Come on, guys.
Yeah, and they adjusted the ADP a bit, but it's still too much. I mean, you're still expecting so much out of him when the truth is he's probably going to be right about where he was last year, but probably closer to 8, maybe 10 touchdowns. And that's a great season.
It's a great season.
It's a great season. It's going to put him as a top 20, probably a top 20 running back. But again, he's being drafted at 14. So he has to perform like he did.
Yeah. Or John, in 12 and 14 team leagues, guys, think about this. In 12 or 14 team leagues, are you willing to take James Cook in the back half of second round? That's what you need to be thinking about. That is what you need to be thinking about. My answer is no.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm with you on that one, buddy. All right, let's get to another running back. We hate some running backs here, Frank. There's guys that we just don't like here, man. All right, my second off my board guy here, it's Joe Mixon. I hate saying it. I've loved Joe Mixon. I've enjoyed him.
We were hyping him last year, too.
Many, many years. I loved him. Love him in Houston, too. I still love the situation. But here's why, guys. Joe Mixon, who was running back 13 last year, this year, you're getting a little discount on him. He's a running back 21 in ADP this year, so that's great. Okay, I'll pay a little less for him. The last 4 years in a row, Joe Mixon's averaged 1,377 yards and 12 touchdowns, man. You're like, oh, okay, so why do you hate this guy again, man? He seems like the pillar of consistency. Well, really, the main reason is he's coming into an age 29 season. He's dealing with a foot injury. He's got a foot issue right now. It could lead to him missing all of training camp, and it could bleed into the season. The reports I'm seeing now is that it's not really looking strong that he's going to be able to start, the beginning of the season here. Well, they brought some help in as well, guys. He's going to lose some snaps. There's a rookie named Woody Marks out there that could gain some passing downs from Joe Mixon. We're going to get a good look at him early if Mixon can't go either. And then you've got Nick Chubb on the early downs.
Yeah.
There's a lot more competition in that backfield for a 29-year-old running back who's dealing with foot issues and will probably miss training camp. That's not a good recipe to throw on my team here, guys. Not only that, let's just throw in another variable of Houston having potentially the worst offensive line in NFL. That's not great. That's not great. So for all of these reasons, guys, they just all add up to me to where I think they're just going to be better options for me than Joe Mixon. Okay. All right, Frankie, who is your third off your board?
Guys, it's another hot one, right? It is tight end 1 from last year who is looking like he's going to be a middle of the second round pick.
Don't you do it. Don't you say it.
Guys,
don't you say it.
Brock Bowers is off
Son of a
my board completely. Here's why. ADP overall is 17. Guys, in a 12-team league, in a 10-team league, in a 14-team league, it doesn't matter. It is a second-round pick. On top of that, his ECR is tight end number 1. But here's the deal, guys. We all know his record-setting season last year. Finishes tight end 1, averaged 12 points a game in half PPR, 153 targets, 112 receptions, almost 1,200 yards receiving, 5 touchdowns. Insane year. Here's the deal. I'm not willing to take a tight end in the second round. I've done it with Kelsey. I've done it with others, and it was miserable in roster construction throughout the entirety of the year. In addition to this, what have we seen in terms of fall off from tight end 1 that was tight end 1 in terms of the next year? We saw Kelsey drop, Mark Andrews, Sam Laporta, who also just had a rookie sensation season and set the records that Brock Bowers just broke. And then you start looking at all of these other guys. Here's what you need to think of. Where's Kittle being taken? Kittle currently is being taken in back of 3rd, early 4th potentially. And then you also have Trey McBride that could be front of 3rd. I mean, and then you're not having to waste your second round pick. So you're telling me a better situation would be, let's just say, I don't know, your back half of 1st round in a 12-team league. Okay. Let's say you take, just throwing out a name, let's say you take Puka Nacua. Okay. Not saying that I choose that, just saying it's what happened. You're coming back around, you're getting Brock Bowers. Okay. And then in the 3rd round, you're going to come back and get best available receiver running back. You're telling me that's a better situation than you going top tier receiver, right, in the 1st round. Let's just say middle of 1st round. Let's say, I don't know, you can get a Malik Neighbors, right? 2nd round, you're coming back and you're getting Devon Achane. 3rd round, you're coming back and you're getting then maybe George Kittle. if he's available. Maybe he drops a little bit further. That is a better situation than you waiting until the 3rd round, man. If you get Puka Nacua, you get Brock Bowers, and let's just say at the turn there, and I'm looking this up, guys, as we speak. Let's say then at the turn there, I mean, for 3rd round, you're going to be looking at, our friend James Cook. No, absolutely not. Guys, that's not a better situation. That's not a higher ceiling type of play. And that's how you need to be thinking about this. I am not a Brock Bowers hater. I want to be crystal clear. I think that the dude is special. John and I were hyping him up to the nth degree coming out of Georgia. We said it. We said that his comp was George Kittle, and damn it, look at how well he performed. He was a carbon copy of young George Kittle. And now, guys, John, you drafted him last year. Please tell the class, where did you draft him? What round?
I got him in the 6th round last year.
6th round in a 14-team league.
He's in a 14-team keeper league.
Yes.
Yes, he went 6th round. So it would have been much later than that.
So that's what I'm saying, guys. I'm not saying he's going to be 6th round pick. Not even close. In returning 6th round value. What I'm getting at is there are diamonds in the rough that you can find to where a difference in 12 points per game versus 9 points per game from a tight end is much less than it would be from you getting a Devon Achane and that's your true RB1, or whoever, plug and play your RB1 at that point in time, and then taking a George Kittle in round 3. The difference in value in points is much better. So again, I'm not trying to deter people from drafting Brock Bowers in the second. If that's who you want to rock with him. I think he's still going to be great. I think he's going to have a good season, like all of the above. For me, he's completely off my board, and I'm not even looking at him because of those particular reasons.
All right, I'm with you on that one, man. I just, round 2 tight ends.
Not a fan.
I'm not a fan. I'm not a fan, even though I love the guy. All right, let's get to my 3rd and final off my board here, guys. We're going to go to Kansas City. Let's go to Arrowhead. Yeah, I know. Definitely going to get some hate for this one, man. Rashee Rice, Frankie, is off my board. I know. There's just too many variables. It's very much like a Joe Mixon situation for me. He played only 3 games last year, guys, before the injury. Before the injury, he was wide receiver 15. So having a very good year. Recovering from the LCL right now. Currently has a hamstring injury as well with, a risk of reoccurring. I hate receivers with hamstring injuries in August. I hate it. Also, he's facing the elephant in the room here is he's facing a suspension from the league and can miss early in the season here, guys. I mean, we don't know if the suspension is coming out for week 1. We don't know if you're going to enjoy a couple of 12-point weeks out of him and then he's suspended from week 3 to 6. I mean, who knows? I don't want to deal with that. Not with a pick at that level, man. The lower pass volume from Patrick Mahomes and that offense, because of their good defense, they just eke out games. They have 9 one-score games last year, man. Crazy, man. Xavier Worthy is going to cut into his ceiling just a tad. He had a decent year. He'll get some good looks. And as the ADP of wide receiver 22, it's just too much risking for the biscuit, man. I just can't do it. It's too expensive for me. There's too many guys in that range that I would much rather have that I know are going to play for me.
I mean, you look at the guys in the range, John. I mean, let's pull it up here. You got Cortland Sutton, fire him up. You got DK Metcalf, fire him up. DJ Moore, I mean, who's getting backfield work with the Ben Johnson offense? Yeah, I want a piece of that. Right. And then you even go a little bit further down the board. You have Devonta Smith. You also have Zay Flowers, etc. Guys, again, Zay Flowers is a very good comp to that of Rashee Rice. Do I think is Rashee Rice off my board, John? I would say no. If Rashee Rice drops, I want to take him. I do. I want to take him and I want to sit on him. But the issue is where he's located at receiver 21, guys, and at his overall ADP being 47. That means, are you going to take Rashee Rice in the middle towards back half of 4, early 5, round 5? And the reality is that means that he's going to be positioned as your starting quote unquote flex piece. Do you want to take that risk, or would you rather have DK Metcalf? That's what you need to be thinking of. And so, John, I like it. However, I slightly disagree because I don't think he's off my board. But I'm willing to take the risk a little bit, but I'm not willing to take a risk knowing where he's currently at. He has to drop a bit more.
Devontae Adams, DJ Moore, DK Metcalf, Cortland Sutton. I'm taking all those guys over Rashee Rice.
Yep.
I'm waiting 2 more rounds and taking Tetairoa McMillan over
Okay.
Rashee Rice. It's 2 rounds different, Frank. I'd go 2 rounds later, and I'll take a chance on Travis Hunter even. I mean, there's just guys down further. Jamison Williams,
Calvin
Xavier
Ridley.
Worthy, Calvin Ridley. Yeah, I mean, there's just a lot less risk with these guys, and I could take a running back in that round and then go back with one of those receivers a round or 2 later. That's why I'm skipping over him every time, man.
Question for you then. What about Xavier Worthy? You brought him up. So right now he's listed at 58 overall. And we're talking he is 2 receivers behind that of of Rashee Rice being 24, and Rashee Rice is what, 22, 21, 22 there. So, I mean, what would you do, man? I mean, how do you feel about Xavier Worthy?
If I had to take a chance between the 2 of them, that's really tough because it would depend at that point on my roster construction.
Yeah.
Do I need a safe guy, and do I need to start him right away? Or can I take a swing? I think Xavier Worthy, I still think that he's kind of a boom bust guy for me.
Yeah.
So if I need a home run swing, I'll take Xavier Worthy. If I need a guy, I've got 2 starters I can start. I've got some play that I can already play with my flex potentially. I don't have to start Rashee Rice. I'll sit on him. If I took some other chances and I need a safer guy, because I do think he's safe. I really do. And I think when he does play, he is going to get a lot of targets.
Totally.
There's just too many variables in my way and too many good guys that I know are going to be target monsters. DK, DJ Moore, Tetairoa McMillan, those guys' volume is going to far surpass Rashee Rice, So that's why. So looking back here, guys that are off of my board, I know this is going to piss people off, Bucky Irving, Joe Mixon, and Rashee Rice. And off of Frankie's board, you're going to piss some people off here too, Frank.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Jaxon, Smith-Njigba, James Cook, and Brock Bowers. Just the number 1 tight end.
No big deal.
Yeah. Record-breaking tight end. No big deal. Yeah. All right. That is the episode for the day. Thank you so much, guys. That is your steals of the draft. And guys that are off our board, get the hell out of here. Frankie, what do we have coming up, brother?
Guys, right before the drafts, guys, we're going to have 2 excellent episodes that are going to be handcuffs, draft strategies, and flyers. And so the last episode, guys, is going to be Champions Week. This is our favorite episode, and it's not even close. What this is Jonny and I plant our flags and a few guys that we then carry through the season. We draft them, we talk about them, and it's who we're planting our flag in. And don't forget, guys, tune in, like, share, subscribe. We got a lot of shit coming at you. Mock drafts dropping all August long. Jonny and I are doing different strategies. Guys, I know we're getting crushed on, my geriatric ass and the way I drafted for Cooper Kupps and the Devontae Adams and the Tyreek Hills of the world and that super flex draft. And Johnny's getting crushed with taking Justin Herbert and CMC and all this shit. We're here to show you guys different strategies, how things pan out. So keep the shit coming. Give us ideas on where you want us to draft, what pick you want us to draft from, and we'll give you a shout out, but we want something in return. If we do that, let us know what you think. Give us some shit. Tell us we did a good job. Give us more insight. We love you guys. We got a lot coming for you in August.
That's right. Like, share, subscribe, hit the notification bell on YouTube, guys. It'll tell you every time we drop a new episode for you. And we're just going to be flooding the zone here, guys, in August. Tons of mock drafts coming out. Leave those comments. Let us know what you want to do. You ready, baby?
Let's do it.
May the fantasy gods smile upon you. Bye.